Hi, this is my Chapter 8 Learning Artifact for EME 4401. Chapter 8 was titled Designing with Technologies. I chose to make a video for my learning artifact because I have not used this format for any other learning artifacts, and I've actually not made my own video on the computer in several years, so I wanted to try it out. Before reading Chapter 8, I was already intrigued by the title, Designing with Technologies, because it sounded like it would give a lot of advice for creative projects. The chapter went beyond just talking about fun projects kids can create, to discussing ways kids can apply math, science, and engineering to design meaningful projects. The first section that was discussed was designing with computer-aided design software. I thought it was very interesting to read about how today's designers and engineers use computer-aided design software regularly in an effort to save time and be more efficient. I found it surprising that this type of software has been in use since the 1960s because I was under the impression that it was brand new software. I definitely like the idea of the Parametrics Technology Corporation, PTC's, Pro Desktop Student Edition. This program sounds a little too advanced for elementary school students, but I could see effectively using it with upper middle school to high school students. I think that students would absolutely love designing their own projects, especially if they are applicable to their lives. I could see this being a terrific math lesson if students were, for example, given dimensions of a box that their product must fit into, or a great science lesson that can apply the laws of physics. This section also briefly discussed computer-aided software design for architecture purposes. Once again, I think this would probably be too advanced, at least for lower elementary students, but could be very fun and beneficial with upper elementary, middle, and high school students. In upper elementary school, I could see myself using this program to demonstrate the concepts of perimeter, area, and volume. This would be a fantastic way for me to create visuals that students understand to illustrate those concepts. I could project those images onto a screen for students to see. I found a program online that is somewhat similar to home design programs. It is called Kidscape, and it allows kids to design landscaping. This could be a terrific way to tie in math, for example, perimeter and area, with science, different types of plants, bugs, etc. This program is available for free download online by Googling Kidscape Download. The next section that was discussed was testing designs and building mental models with simulation software. I think that this type of software is especially useful in today's classroom because it allows students to use their given time for creating the project effectively. Teachers are so pressured to have students meet standards that there is not usually much time given to students for other purposes. So by using this software, students can quickly experiment with their designs without wasting lots of valuable classroom time. In this section was the topic of creating a model car design. This sounded like a very fun and educational experience for kids. I could see myself using this in a 4th or 5th grade classroom to allow students to discover various physics properties and laws on their own by virtually experimenting with different car designs. The next section was developing programming skills while designing in the media arts. This section seemed like one of the more applicable sections for me because the programs discussed seemed easy enough for elementary students to use. Scratch was discussed, which I thought was very cool because I'm already familiar with it from class. To begin with, I was intimidated by Scratch, but I think that kids would absolutely love using it. Most kids are naturally better at using technology than adults, so I don't think they would have as much trouble as I did. I could see a 3rd or 4th grade class using Scratch to animate a story or skit they wrote, or to create a simple math game for their classmates to play. I think kids would really enjoy creating games for their classmates, so this is something I would definitely try to incorporate into my classroom. One of my favorite things mentioned in this section is iStop Motion. I checked out the website for this program and it looks really fantastic. Kids are able to produce their own movies using time-lapse cameras and software. I think the students would really enjoy creating movies of any kind, especially using clay figures or Legos as the software suggests. I think I would use this software in a 4th or 5th grade classroom with groups of students to allow them to create videos with characters that had scripts in order to practice their writing skills. This would be a fun way for students to practice both writing and critical and creative thinking. The final section discussed was designing music with composition software. This is another section that I felt was especially applicable to me. Almost all students enjoy music and can relate to music. Letting students create their own music using various types of software would be a fun and creative activity for them to partake in. Some programs are more complex and would be great for older students who could create music to perform on an instrument or with their voice. One program, Musical Sketchpad, is easy for very young students to use. Sketchpad enables users to use various instruments to create different pieces of music. The program is available for free online and is very easy to use. I think I would have this program available for kindergarten or 1st grade students to play with if they finished work early and needed something extra to do, as it is a creative learning process. Overall, I think this chapter was very informative and applicable to many contexts in the classroom.